And it's yours, mate.
Awesome. So we've got all of the cars running on track at the moment, and nice and smooth in qualifying. I think we're about 3 minutes in. A brilliant shot on that purple car there. Roland Bisson at the moment. Loving the paint job, and I'm having a little look at the track, thinking of the shape of the track at the moment. And we're watching the cars going across again now. Not hitting the apex, but really good control over the corners there. I really like that. Okay, so I've decided that the shape of the track is going to be a stapler for today. Oh, and we've just had a spin there in qualifying. That's Roland Bisson, if I'm correct there. And we are now with a Ferrari or Lamborghini. I'm afraid that I can't exactly tell the car brand straight away there. And if I'm correct, that is a Luxem car going along there. I think we can expect to see quite a few of those at the moment. Getting a really nice shot there with a steady stream of cars. And we've got the virtual crowd in iRacing on the side cheering in all of their camper vans. Oh, and another spin there. We are having already quite a few spins, and the race hasn't even started yet, and so I can guess this will be quite an interesting one. And with that car that we just previously saw there, the tyres are particularly interesting. I'm going to label them as glow-in-the-dark. And touching the apex there, maybe overshooting it slightly, but looking absolutely brilliant. I'm really impressed by the control that we have over the corners. And this time, observing the tyres again, we've got purple tyres. And if I'm correct, that is Daniel Pole. Oh, we've just switched over. Oh, and we are back with Daniel, if I'm correct. Daniel's looking in the absolutely fabulous car from the UK and Ireland. And the purple tyres are looking fabulous. I'm really admiring the colours of tyres that we have here at the moment. And Daniel was there in the Ferrari. And now we are with a Luxem car. Oh, we've just moved car there. Oh no, we're back with the Luxem car. We're jumping a little bit. Love to see it. And that Luxem car I've just seen was Byron Russell, our AM driver as well. At the moment, looks like all of the qualifying cars are AMs at the moment. If this was the same as last week's race, we're going to have different qualifying sessions for the AM driver and the pro driver. And we've got a nice and steady flow of cars there. One's disappeared. We've got a Luxem car there. I'm doing my very best to recognise the different looks of the sponsors there. And I think we're still following Byron, who's just hit the dirt there. We've got quite a few hitting the dirt there, a small trail behind, but we all recover from that quite nicely. And now I think we're back with the Ferrari going along. Oh, we're having a little look at the cars at the back here. I have to give it a guess as I'm a little late on the updating, but I'm going to guess that these are the pro drivers coming into the next bit of qualifying. We are about 7.5 minutes in qualifying so far. And following the Luxem cars, again we're going to have a typical army of Luxon cars, but with the fabulous lime tyres. I'm wondering if those are glow in the dark, if that's safe,
I'm back with you now, mate.
that type of car there. Well, hello, we have Billy with us now.
Yeah, no. Just to answer Adam's question, it's obviously you would like to try different overlays, Adam. Give us a bit more of a unique style. It's with the other overlay that our issue starts. So what we need to do is we need to go in the session with the overlays and have a play around with the names, see if we can get them working right. Matthew, Mr. Theo, a bit of help regarding what the order is at the moment. So Stuart Havman's is top hand driver. I had it left on most exciting, so obviously that's the reason why it's jumping around Theo a little bit, so he was doing it best to keep up with it for that moment. Miles Owen is currently second in the AM class. We have Nathaniel Kuban. He's a new driver in the Luxem Academy McLaren. With Steve Hannon in another Luxem Academy Ferrari. We have Adam Bussen. He's Ferrari 488 GT. And Robin Bates. Jamie Goodall 7th. Adam Bustin in 8th. Holds 9th. Great improvement from Daniel. He's currently running 9th place with a 0. Currently ahead of 4 other drivers at the moment. Southgate in 10th. Ingolstead 7th. That I'm not even going to attempt to try and pronounce. I don't know if you can pronounce that, Theo.
I won't dare, I think it's Norwegian there.
Yeah, that is yes, impressive surname. Just a moment. Energy Lambo. These boys have only got 10 seconds left to qualify, so the guys that have just crossed the line will get another lap in. But car, that is Mark Southgate. That's not Mark Southgate. We've got a car just going down the straight at the moment. Random Bus. He's Random Bus, and he's not quite made the cut for the last lap. So, got on the lap at the moment. We have. Oh, it looks. Lap at the moment. We have Ryan Russell on the lap. Skip forward. We've got Stuart Havman's on the lap. Oscar Ingolstead currently on the lap, coming back straight. Jamie Goodall trying to get a nice little toe off the thing. We also have Daniel's just come across the line. Yeah. He'd improve, so he's still third. You have the pro cars now lining up at the end of the pit lane. Now over, they need to exit back.
You can see the army of the pro cars ready to go for their qualifying.
They are ready to go. There we have got currently sitting end of the pit lane at the moment, so jump on board with them. They've got Caruana. He's made a change to the ladies for the week. He gets on absolute boat. Elliot Harper's lined up behind him. James Boniface. That is Burton. Linus Oring. Gregory Van Hove. Right, making his way down to the lane as well. The boys have got a couple of minutes to wait. And then they will be. Yeah. Oh, okay. Adam. Track.
From seeing the views of the drivers sitting down, you can see that the windshield at the front actually looks really low down, so you can't actually see much from that. I'm wondering if that's just a sort of sporty car thing and you don't get that feeling in your rig, but it shows the difference between a real life car that you'd have on the roads and a car here.
I definitely agreed. So that was then is the Lamborghini. So if we go on board Matt Caruana, he Lambo drive. Roll bar, as you can see, the front of the car does sit very low. Being cheeky. Off at the end of the pit line. We are waiting for the call from Adam Southgate. Guys know that they
It's
stay
the
on track.
intense moment.
Is waiting for the guys this row of cars waiting to get back. Oh, Hamlet was right, but right. Go ahead.
With it being on the most exciting, I'm guessing that there are no more cars driving around there, so we will be getting the go-ahead soon.
Soon.
Oh, and we have got the go-ahead there, and you've got the two Luxem cars leading that ahead. I don't know if the car at the very front was actually Luxem, but instantly taking the corner really smoothly there. We are currently following Matt Caruana, if I'm correct, and you have 3 or 4 Luxem cars at the front, again with our Luxem army.
We currently, Eddie Harper is leading the group away. So, jump back. We've got James Boniface. He's made a switch to the Ferrari this week. Oh, he was in last week. Burton's still having a few internet issues by the looks of it. He noticed last week he said he'd hopefully have them sorted out this week, but just looks like he's struggling a little bit. Got Linus Ring chasing him down. Linus has looked very quick in practice this week, so how Linus gets on. That's his teammate Gregory Van Hove following him, and another screw loose car, Hayden Luke. Outers Astro Logitech car of Luke McEwen. Getting to the back there of one of the screw loose cars as well. He's got Liam following him, and Emil Engelstead. An accident. Adam Southgate bringing up the back in extremely aging board, as you can see from on board. Not a lot going on in that pits in cockpit compared to some of the other cars. If we compare it to the Ferrari and the Lamborghini, because you can see the dials in the Lamborghini with a different roll bar position.
And there's quite a difference in the noise of the car. I think some people will manage to actually tell the difference of the brand just between the noise of the car.
Yep, definitely. We're going to run on board with Elliot. He is on his first fast lap. Turn 1. Cancelled.
We've got quite a black theme around in that car, and then there are the lime mirrors on the side.
Yep.
And they definitely point out quite a bit. But they show that this is a Luxem car.
Stay on board with Elliot for lap 1, so everyone can get an idea of the track we're going to be on. Welcome, Dom, to the stream, and thank you very much. We have worked on Joe's microphone for this day. This time, get a lot more involved in the commentary.
And brilliant hitting the apex there, really great control. Enjoying watching that racing, and it's a good idea to track there.
Hello, Thunders. How are you, mate? Running on board with Elliot still. Keep up with his splits. Currently, split pump isn't coming up on our casting phone. Aaron Rose in chat, cheering on his Luxem teammate and McLaren teammate. That's just a touch wide from Elliot there, coming onto the back straight. That would just hurt his momentum.
Absolute speed. You see the Sebring flying past, and on the right you can see the virtual caravan absolutely flying past it. It helps you realise you have to speed off this and how you must control it. So you really need the grip, and it gets in all of those phases that I'm used to hearing and not understanding.
This is Elliot coming across the line. He has done let's keep up on his lap time. He has done a 58.88, extremely fast lap time for Elliot. At the moment, else on track. Matt Caruana's got second. That was a 59.6. That's a big margin that Elliot's pulled on everybody in that first lap. No one anywhere near him at the moment. Minus Herring, Luke Ewan put in a 50.4. Like to call Boaty Boatface. Mercedes is much of a boat, but hopefully Aaron doesn't take too much of offence in chat. I know the Mercedes favourites. Emil Engelstead putting in a flat 0.1. Jamie Boniface putting the same loud, and Southgate going second with 9.1. Greetings, Mr. Moody. Hope you're well, Remo. Hope everything's going well over there, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. No, black time's coming in at the moment, so Elliot. On we have Adam Southgate P. Matt Carolina P. Minus Herring coming 5. Mengerstead 6. James Boniface just exiting pits, so he will. My mic's clipping a bit. Oh, just Gus.
I definitely think that at the moment, Elliot's definitely had a good moment there. He's really leading. People behind him, I'm seeing, are about 0.3 of a second, which doesn't sound like much, but is actually quite a bit of a gap.
That is a big gap. Hopefully, guys, that is a little bit better with my mic. Shouldn't be clipping anymore. I do apologise. So, just running back through the order. Mr. Byrne, again, doing very well. He's 9th position. We have Liam Williams in 10th. Gregory Van Hove in 11th. Miles Owen, the 2nd place. So, we're keeping an eye on Jarrett Havermans. He has only dropped down to P8. That is a great lap from Jarrett, to be fair, from the AM driver. But Elliot's going back onto a fast lap. Keep an eye on who's on track. Aidan Lucas. Here's Article. Thank you very much.
Passing the finish line there. Yeah, iconic.
Okay, very nice spec matte Lamborghini with the chrome bronze on it. That's very nice. He's off on time. Oh, that's going to be a shunt.
And a bit of a spin, and well, that's quite impressive because that was pretty neat.
Yep.
But I'm guessing that the car's going to have quite a bit of damage there.
Yeah, he will need to get back to the pits and get back out on track again. Elliot is going for another lap by the looks of it. He did a 59 flat 2nd lap. Caruana's out on track doing another lap. Luke's just exited pit lane by the looks of it. Big spin there from... That was Liam Williams having a bit of a moment into turn 1. Let's do a great... Let's go back to TC Ferrari driver. See how he's getting on at the moment. He's down in 8th place, so Jarrett Haverman's been moved down to 10th, the top AM driver. We're going to keep an eye on Matt. He's currently on his... He's on his fast lap at the moment, 1.3 seconds off of Elliot's time.
Looking very smooth across there. Oh, and overshooting the a bit there. There was a little bit of tail sliding.
He was just on the power touch too early there. Just getting on the lap times. Lap times are not dropping. Elliot can't beat his current lap time. He's just heading across the line now.
I can tell that Luke is trying to catch up a bit. He was previously 0.3 of a second behind. Now he's 0.2 of a second. So I can tell that there'll be a little bit of competition there. But we've still got Adam going behind Luke. So I think that Luke is going to definitely be the meat in the sandwich there.
We'll jump on board with Luke. Luke will be entering his... He's on his out lap at the moment. So we'll jump on board with the mighty, thunderous Mercedes AMG.
You can definitely hear that thing.
Just coming in wide into the final turn. He's set himself up for a run.
Hitting a few cones there.
Yep, he's just setting himself up for his fast lap. Into turn 1. Tight loose, got that Merc handling it pretty nicely at the moment. Rear end just touch loose on it, on the brakes.
hitting the apex quite a bit there. You can tell that there was a bit of a bump, but still quite nice.
Definitely, Dom. It's quite a monster, the Mercedes. And proven in the right hands, the likes of Aaron have had some great results with the car. Holding it in second gear around there, that's very interesting. I thought he'd dropped to third, but carries the corner speed nicely.
Going down the straight there. Oh, and we have a sharp corner after them. I'm still learning the track myself.
Yep.
But there are quite a few sharp corners after straight there, and that could be an absolute killer.
It's a very difficult track to look a lap up. You can lose a lot of time through little mistakes. We're going to stay on board with Luke for the rest of this lap. We have not got any updates on the timing split regarding how he's doing over the splits, but that car looks extremely hard work at the moment for him. Rear end sliding all over the place on corner entry.
A little stiff to control at the moment, but Luke's skills are definitely playing up against that. Reminded that just being a flatter with a car there, as I can see that we've been hitting the apex a little too sharp there.
Nice wide entry into the final turn. Gives him a good run off the corner. Let's see if he can make any inroads into Elliott's lap time. Comes across the line with a 1:58.9, 0.04 off of Elliott's lap, so very good lap from Luke in that motor. He's now just run off track, so that'll be an off track. So he won't be best pleased with himself, and he's just planted the car into the wall.
Hit the tyres there. That was definitely an interesting end to the fast lap. It's quite tempting to do.
Jump back on board with Ed Elliott. He's on a fast lap himself, so he's done his out lap. He's off on his fast lap. Who else have we got out on a fast lap at the moment? I believe Adam is Aiden. Let's see, this is Aiden Lucas. He's out on a fast lap, so we'll see how Aiden gets on. Heading down towards the hairpin. His braking point right.
Smooth there. Really nice and smooth, but if I'm correct, that there is quite a sharp turn. Yeah, after that, I could definitely expect that to be quite a killer. I think we may have a few spins there.
It'll be interesting on lap one, see how the guys get on. Hopefully there is no pile-ups down there. The last thing we need is that. So that's the end of qualifying. We've just seen. Keep an eye.
Nice qualifying. We've had a few spins and a massive crash into the tyres, but a really nice qualifying, and we've got some nice competition between Luke and Elliott. I think that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what. So Elliott went faster again at the end of that, did a 58.6, so that is a nearly 3/10 gap back to Luke there. So Elliott just stamping his authority on that fastest lap. Quality stream if we have some drop frames. We're still working out the niggles. I believe that is the end of qualifying. Guys, we haven't quite got the overall results up yet. We'll have on track. Mr. Byrne still just heading down the back straight. Let's see if he can make a difference to his position. He's currently P11 with a 2:22.
I think that may actually be a bit noisier than the Merc. I think we've got a noise competition.
A bit of a difference with the screaming V10. Mr. Crater, I see you have not qualified, buddy. Hope everything's okay, mate. I believe that is now the end of qualifying. That's guys have finished. So we're just waiting for the overall results to come in. We're going to give you a quick update on track conditions. So, no, Alex, it's a shame, mate, but I see you had some good pace in qualifying, so hopefully you can work your way through the field. So obviously we're at Sebring International Raceway this week for round 4 of the SRE Championship. Track's 21. Track is a toasty 21 degrees. Should be quite fast for the guys. Air temp 19. We can bring up now. Grid. Just to run you grid order, we have Elliot Harper on pole, in second, Adam Southgate third, Matt Caruana fourth, Linus Starring in fifth, Aidan Lucas in sixth, Emil Engelstead seventh, Gregory Van Hove in eighth, James Boniface in ninth, Liam Williams 10th, Joshua Burton in 11th, Matt Acton 12th, Jarrett Hovermans in 13th, Miles Owens 14th, 9th, Nathaniel Goodban in 15th, 16th place is Steve Hannon. You the next of cars. So 16th place Steve Hannon, 17th place for Michael Ryan Bussen, 18th Oscar Engelstead, 19th Jamie Goodall, 20th place Dan Robbins, 21st Adam Burstein, 22nd Daniel Pyle. That's a great qualifying lap from young Daniel. Byron Russell 23rd, Mark Southgate 24th, Luke Coextend Rishida, not even attempting that one, 25th, 26th place Trishan Rosier, 27th for Alex Crater, and 28th for Andy Murray. So, back to the TV screen. The guys have got a full.
And we've got a brilliant looking lineup there. I genuinely admire how it's so neat. You've got the range of colours. You can see the screw-loose cars. We've got a few less Luxem cars at the front. On the first race of the series, we had about 8. Now we've got 2.
Well, regarding Luxem cars on the grid, we do have first, third, and fourth are our Luxem Pro team. We do then have the Academy boys. So obviously the Luxem Academy guys are in the black version of the white guys at the front. They were our new add-on team. So people that want to learn and increase what they're doing. So let's just bring up.
And we look like we're off there with the safety pickup truck.
Yeah, Adam likes the pickup truck. Cheers, old school. Fingers crossed, mate. They can give us some great races tonight. I think we've got a packed grid of 28 cars. And when we took this over and wanted to just open it up to everybody, not just the RC racers, but see what we could actually build, we were never expecting to get this sort of grid. It's great to see, and we're really, really appreciative of everybody that's on board. So,
and it looks like we're off. I think that the safety pickup truck has gone.
Yep, we are now waiting for get the full lap in. Elliot Harper, obviously at the front, he has got many cars following him. So Luke wanted to take over the running of the pace lap. And he's be careful he doesn't give himself a penalty for that. Audio level's low, then I can adjust that for you guys. I do apologise. That's why you'll shatter here. We are trying to sort out the overlays, Edvo. I said we are learning a lot at the moment. This is all new to us, and we haven't got it set up right at the moment. So
hopefully you'll be able to hear me next time.
Yeah, we can hear Theo a lot better now. I've turned the audio up. Again, I do apologise. Real Apex. I've just cranked up. If it's not enough still, just let us know, and I can crank it up a bit more for you guys. Halfway around now, there. Warm-up lap.
Just having a little look at the map, you can see that the cars are also clustered. When you get in sort of the main body of the race, you see that all of the cars are separated across, but now you've got literally a caterpillar going on.
Yeah, we do have Jamie Goodall on track. There is Jamie. He's one of our Luxem Academy drivers.
I definitely approve of the glow-in-the-dark lime tyres, or wheels.
Wheels. We'll jump with the front of the field for the start. Back straight. Nice packed out grid of cars that we have got here. It does bode well for my internet screaming at me. I do apologise, guys. Maybe I need to pay for better internet. So Elliot leads us around the final turn here. Has got Luke sitting on his rear quarter. And Elliot's gone early. Luke's gone with him.
Oh, and our safety pickup truck has gone out of the way, and we're going for the full-on racing now.
That's an impressive sight. All them cars coming down the straight at us. Into turn one.
I'm thinking that Luke is definitely going to try to push Elliot out of the way there.
Yeah, it is my end, Edvo. I do apologise. It should sort itself out once the cars spread out a little bit. These boys racing side by side. Oh, we've got a little bit of contact behind. You can hear the cars clattering. Oh, that is... Acton's gone round. There's two cars off in the wall. Not sure what happens.
Yeah, there. Looks like one of our cars have recovered. The other one's still tyres there.
We're going to jump up. Mid-pack, James Boniface. If you want to commentate on this Theo for a bit, I'm just going to make a adjustment.
Okay. So it looks like we have quite a bundle of cars here. Still, I think we're still on our first lap here. We've got a really nice cluster of cars. I'm definitely admiring the purple that we have along there, and it looks like having a McLaren or a Ferrari is the car to have at the moment, or a Lamborghini, of course. And we've got the wave of cars going there. We're still pretty clustered. At the back you can see that we're having a little bit of separation, but definitely at the front, or roughly in the middle of the grid, we're pretty compact. And I've got a feeling that that's going to be quite busy, especially when we've got that chicane after the straight there. So that'll definitely be rather interesting to see there. And you've got them thundering across the corner there. Really impressive to see, and you've got an army of 3 black cars there. I'm going to have to guess that's the Academy cars. Unfortunately, I'm not the best at labelling these cars.
What I'm going to do, Theo, right, guys, let's not line us off. We're going to just restart the stream back with you in about 30 seconds. I've got one error in my settings, which I believe is what's causing the lag. We'll be back very shortly, guys. Just hang tight. Let's get it to load up. Oh man, it's now going worse than before. Stream's back on for you. You can continue on commentating. Sorry, mate.
So, we continue to see the cars going along there. Now we're no longer seeing cars next to each other in a sort of 1v1 battle. We are more as a string straight through, so hopefully we'll be a bit neater. I think that everyone's sort of found their place, found their position so far. We have our currently tap dancing purple car at the moment. Sometimes it disappears, sometimes it appears. But don't worry, it's just that car. I'm hoping that we won't lose the stream. And again, brilliant control over that corner. I've realised that Sebring's quite a wide track at some points. You still got that white line trying to control the traffic, but it's quite easy to go across there. And we are watching cars going straight through the finish line there, exiting the straight and going for another one of those tight corners after there, and we are still spectating the straight now, coming along there. Oh, and I think that we've just had a crash there. We've got a little bit of steam, a little bit of smoke coming from there, and we have another mini chicane. And coming along there for the tight 180 corner, and now we have more cars coming along. Okay, it looks like the screw loose cars are definitely trying to push ahead. In our mini caterpillar there, looks like everyone's in sort of in their sections at the moment.
We're going to quickly jump to see what happened to poor old Engelstead there. We caught him having a bit of a shunt. Looks like we can't quite catch it. Engelstead, there we go. Engelstead crashed. So come through turn 1, see what happens. Just drops the wheel on the gravel, and that's it.
Yeah,
Sends it
hitting the
hard
apex
to
a
the
little
wall.
too hard and going straight. There's aren't even tyres, that's an instantly metal barrier. But that's very good of him to get out of the way of the track.
Yep.
Wondering how long the pitting moment could be for that one.
I'd say you'd be making use of the fast repair these guys get. Please let me know streaming stats now working a lot better. I do an error on my part. We had a wrong setting clicked, which was using our streaming off the wrong bit of hardware. We're going to have a quick look, see who's made up the most positions at the moment on the order. So Alex Crater is our biggest mover, started near enough dead last, moved up 13 places in his Luxium 24 BMW. Steve Hannon following him in the Academy car. Oscar Engelstead following him as well, and another Academy car in Jamie. Adam Bushstein at the back of that grid. He's pushing through. That's Jamie in the wall. That'll be a nice move for Adam. So looking at amateurs, Jarrett Havmans is currently the leading amateur car. We've got Instance behind us. That's a McLaren facing the wrong way, and he has been clipped and sent to the moon by the looks of it. We're going to keep following this little fight for the moment.
Oh yes, I'm seeing that hit on that barrier. I'm a little late there, I know. I'm guessing that is by overshooting the apex a bit.
It looks like he may have just clipped the inside wall, which has sent him into the wall.
We've got a screw loose car trying to push ahead there. Quite aggressive tonight.
I'm going to come back round to poor Nathan. This is Nathan's first night, and he was doing really well. Have a quick look what happened to him into turn 1. He was following that fight we was watching.
Turn 1's definitely a killer.
Just gets it loose.
You've got a straight there, and turn 1's such a killer because you don't see it. You don't see it straight ahead, and it's a tight corner, and we're getting shoved there. We've got more cars getting involved.
So Jamie go off as well, and Andy Murray's been off, so Andy's had a bit of a shunt as well. It looks like he's just brakes on the grass.
Trying to get out there. It's very good because we could have had a T-bone moment there.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think it's good that we've been taking care there. We've been very aware around crashes, so a huge well done to all.
Going to jump on board up with James. He is alongside one of the screw loose cars. That's Gregory Van Hove, I believe he's alongside at the moment.
Oh, that was a bit of a 1v1 sideways battle there.
Still.
Oh, and taking the inside there. I think Gregor was just a small bit.
Yeah, Greg just taken the lead over James. Obviously, still got Jarrett chasing down the Jace TCE car of Matt Acton. Next closest battle with Alex Crater is moving on to the back of Linus Aring at the moment. Linus was starting in the front and made an error from turn 1. Which dropped him towards the back of the field. Byron Russell on the back of Daniel Polt. Daniel doing a fantastic job as usual. This is his third week, and he has improved every single week so far. He's made up 5 places, which is a great bit of work from Daniel.
Worth watching progress going along there.
Definitely, he's doing a fantastic job. Miles Owen, he's another new driver to the league in the TCE BMW. Looks like, again, I will not attempt to pronounce that name. Nope, not happening. He's currently 24th. He's a lap down, but he's carrying on. Alan Busson, he's still in 21st place. He has dropped 4 places, but I believe he got caught up with an accident earlier on. We're going to jump up to the front. We're going to see.
I'm having a little look at the front of the leaderboard, and something tells me that Luke is driving a little more relaxed because we know that if he's pushing in a lap, he could be within hundredths of a second of Elliot, and he's about 1.5 seconds-ish behind.
I believe the problem is for Luke this week. He has made the switch to the Mercedes. He said he's possibly going to be using it in different leagues. So he's made the switch to the Merc to get used to it, and Elliot is extremely handy in that McLaren. So I think Luke's going to struggle.
You could tell that Luke was struggling to keep control of that car, because when we were riding on board with him, you wouldn't have a steering wheel hold that's just nice and straight and steady. You'd sometimes seem fighting with the wheel to try and get it to stay straight.
He definitely had a few oversteer moments into the turns and the brakes. The car looks extremely unstable. So currently, Murky sort, yeah. You learnt that from a couple of seasons ago with WGTC, mate, didn't you? Not the best car in the world, but Luke's working on it. I know we have a huge fan of Mr. Aaron Rose in chat. He doesn't love his Mercedes. Screw loose Lamborghini still chugging along nicely in 5th place. It does look like James has finally made a move on Gregory. That's James in the monster, sugar-free Monster Energy Ferrari 488. So promoting good health, Mr. James there. He's being chased by Gregory and Liam. Matt Acton still hanging on in that Ferrari. He's got. Tell you what, I think every time we look at a different fight, it's a screw loose guy hounding somebody on track.
I think that the screw loose cars, they are definitely being rather aggressive tonight. I'm wondering if there's something on the line that we don't know about.
Maybe there's an intra-team battle between that. Looks like we've got a car off on the left. That's Tristan getting out of the way of everybody. That's nice driving from Tristan.
Brilliant sportsmanship. That's very important to get out of the way of the track if there's a crash.
We've got Linus is jumping around a little bit. So's Mr. Burton. He's still struggling a little bit with his connection tonight. Fingers crossed it doesn't cause any problems for him. Alex is still our highest mover in the BMW. So he had a throughput before he started the qualifying session. He got back into the session 90 seconds before it finished. So he was a lucky boy to get racing tonight. So Aiden is catching Asa. No, that is a 24th place car. Oh, I believe that is good man. That is Nathan. So he's let down. Hopefully
I'm watching the brilliant control over the corners there. You've got quite a snake of cars there, and I can imagine that they're really trying to battle each other. Of course, there's probably a screw loose car somewhere there. But to be taking that massive chicane and to take it so smoothly.
Engels has had a bit of a moment in turn 1. Fingers crossed he's not. Oh, he just caught me inside wall, which has flicked him wide. Emil is in chat. Solo accident for me. VR headset broke, so they had to race on the screen with 20 minutes. Oh no, that's not the best prep you need, buddy. Looks like Andy Murray's had a bit of an accident as well. Any RC related enthusiasts in chat will know that Andy is current 12 scale world champion. Like he just stopped to get out of the way of everybody. That was a great bit of sportsmanship from Andy. There we go. Back live with Aidan Lucas, so he looks like he's just getting away from James. We've got.
Yeah, definitely making the distance there.
Yep, these boys will need to pit at some point tonight. We're going to jump on board with the closest far we can see on track at the moment, which is Miles harrying back of Byron. So our leading AM car is still Jarrett Haverman, Steve Hannon second, Dan Robbins third, and then it's Jamie fourth, Byron fifth, and Miles in 6th place at the moment. Heading off down the back straight, we know that BMW is fairly fast in a straight line, so I'd imagine that he'd be hounding Byron into the final turn. It's good to see Andy join us, Aaron. It's definitely good to see.
Looks like we've got an overtake right there, pretty intense with the faster car.
Looks like Byron's just clipped the inside ball there, trying to get the whoopsie wop on him, as we like to call it, over and under. It's getting mighty close between So we've got, I believe that is Matt Acton leading this pack of cars with Mr. Burton in 10th, still blinking in and out. I gather it can be extremely difficult to race for these boys. Then we've got Jerry Huffman's Linus trying to work his way back through the field after that incident. We see him have into turn 1. You can see the rear wing a bit creased from his little shunt with the wall. And Alex chasing him down as well. Obviously, we know Alex started at the back. Look at that. Closest scrap on track at the moment. Looking at this, so Aiden cannot get away from James. And James is starting to bring him back in again.
Quite intense there. I think that the corners are definitely going to play in somebody's favour. But the big question is,
that Lambo popping and banging as he rocked on the overrun. Up on the gearbox and look back at James's car.
yes, that's quite right. So we could definitely have a battle with cars side by side there. It's trying to gather some distance.
I gather Aiden at the moment is screaming down the radio at his teammates to try and give him a run, give James a run for his money, get him off their tail. Jump on board with the Ferrari.
And tell that very loud there. Most of the cars are quite screaming.
That Lambo is.
It's a bit quieter.
There we go. We go back to the outside. Give our ears a bit of relaxation for a second. So James is just stretching away from the pair of screw loose cars behind him, which means he can concentrate on attacking Aiden. So James has made up 3 places. He's the highest mover at the front of the field.
James looks like he's a bit of a meat and sandwich there. There's about 1 second between the person ahead of him and the person behind him.
He is currently the meat in the screw loose sandwich at the moment.
Oh dear, yes, it was a battle. We had to get the screw loose cars involved.
Yep. It's great to see though that a team have joined the league, and we really appreciate these guys being here. I believe Emma in chat is on the screw loose guys. We appreciate you joining us.
It's nice to see a variety of liveries.
They're looking at the moment back, so Matt Acton's the leader of the next group, and he's lapping as fast as the guys ahead of him. So I believe he will try and work his way back onto this group of cars, see if he can join that battle. Looking at the front, I know obviously we've not been seeing much at the front. Looks like he's pulling away from Luke at this moment in time. So let's go to Byron. Still trying to chase down Mars Owen.
Oh yeah, we're still pretty close there.
Young Daniel Pole. He's still running around in 20th. He's made up 2 places. Looks like Linus Aaron has made an error somewhere. Linus has taken his pit stop. So Linus is the first of the cars that have taken a run through the stop. And nice one, Evo. I might come and have a watch once this is over. Cheers for joining, mate. Appreciate you coming to watch. Linus currently chasing down Daniel. See if he can soak up that pressure from Linus. Linus is a very fast driver. So we've got Bunnison, Brandon Bunnison, get your words out. He's on the back of. We have had an accident for Caruana. What's happened to Matt? Apparently he's had a shunt. What happens to him? And he just makes an error on the brakes.
Overtakes. I think that was an attempt take over the apex there.
Yeah, that was under no pressure either from anybody, and it's a small mistake from Matt that he's going to regret as he's thrown him down the field.
And again, though, being absolutely awesome, waiting for the other cars to pass.
Yep, great driving from young Caruana. So it looks like Random Buster has passed Southgate. He will now go off after Byron. Now, our leading AM car is still Pavement, and he's not just leading the AM, he is in the scrap. Pro cars. Obviously enjoying himself this week at Sebring. Doing a fantastic job.
And we can see that all of the cars have got themselves into their zone as they are all rather spread out across, as I like to call it, the state.
So James is now on the back of Aiden, and it's can we see a little bit of screw loose team games going on here? Is Aiden got to back James into his teammates to make life difficult for him? This is now a fight to full place now. Matt's dropped down the back of the foot. That's a small mistake from James. He should be able to square the car up.
Swap each other there.
Yeah,
trying
that's.
To use the corner to our advantage.
James just managed to square the car up a little better than what James could. Sorry, what Gregory could. No, James needs to rethink his tactics on trying to pass Mr. Aiden Lucas at the moment, because as I say, as soon as he makes the attempt at Aiden, if Aiden slows him up, Gregory will be straight past him in a flash. So if the screw loose guys are going to be working together, right, he's just pulled a small gap on him. Need a chasing pack of Acton, Burton, Havermans and Crater. And they're still cracking on. Burton's still having some internet connection issues there. We'll go on board with the Luxian. Oh, that's a big save from Alex there. I reckon 50 pence piece in it there, 20 pence piece in it. That was a good catch from Alex.
Going down a nice grid straight down there in the car on our onboard ride, and now we're going across the junction corner to a slightly more relaxed part of the track.
Cheers for the follow, Dan Breen. I'm sure you was already following me. I don't know why you followed again. Thank you very much. I appreciate that one, mate. I believe you are follower 216.
Oh, 216, that's a very nice selection there.
Sorry, no, it's 215. Because Dan Breen didn't actually follow me, he had accidentally unfollowed me. So, Theo, you need to give your brother a slap for me.
Perhaps not a slap, but I'll talk to him.
So, we're going to go back on board with Gregory, so he is trying to chase down James still. And these guys have not been much more than half a second apart. And they need to be a little bit careful, because Mr. Caruana is moving back onto the rear of them at the moment. He was extremely fast, had quite a gap on these guys in fourth place. That small error, losing him all their positions he had worked hard to get. We're going to have a quick look through the field just to see where everybody's error run is doing. So obviously Elliot Harper running in P1, disappearing off up the road, looking extremely comfortable. Luke McCure in second place, that Big Merc, and to Southgate in the old school Ford. And a bit of a gap back to Aidan Lucas in fourth place. This is where our main scrap is at the moment. So obviously the fight of Lucas, Boniface, Van Hove.
There's still a bit of a battle between Byron.
It's like Williams has dived into the pits, so he's taking his pits back. His Acton, Burton and Crater another position. Steve Hannon currently down in 30, well, he's in 12th place at the moment. Looks like he's moved up a place on this lap. And he will be moving up as well to 11th once he passes Williams in the pits. Fantastic race from young Dan Robbins. No, he's currently P13. I believe he's about 3rd or 4th in the AM class. Jamie Goodall coming across the line P14. Obviously, as he demotes Williams down another place. So Miles Owens in the 15th, having a scrap with Russ. Byron Russ was still. They've not been much more than half a second apart from each other. That looks like it was an accident. Something we spoke too soon about Jamie. Sorry, guys. Commentator's curse big time, mate. You have got that 100% right. So, poor old Jamie dropping down the order. He has got a fast repair, so if he can just drag that car back to the pits, get himself in the pits, fast repair fit, get his pit stop out of the way, get back out of train.
Yeah, using the quick repair feature.
So, by the looks of it, Linus is... Oh, Linus has hit the back of Jamie. I guess we didn't realise Jamie was going to be so slow off the corner. So, Harper's dived into the bits. Southgate has followed him. Looks like Luke's been fuel saving a fair chunk by the looks of it. Takes over the lead in this race.
Luke's definitely living up to his status there, telling me that Luke's quite good with his fuel consumption there.
Yeah, he's always been very, very good on his fuel. He's always made up a lot of positions. All the guys are pitting, so everybody's pitting. Alex is pitting. Matt Acton, Burton, Caruana, Van Hove, Boniface. All the guys are into the pits. Let's see who get in and out the fastest. Southgate and Harper. Harper's just left his pit box. Southgate.
Now seems to be the time to pit.
Yep, by the looks of it. So Southgate leaves his pit box. Caruana's in his pit box. Boniface, Van Hove, Burton, Acton, Crater, Hannon, Robbins. All of them diving into the pits. But Alex is on the limit. He wants to get out of that pit as quick as possible. Let's see if he can make any positions up. So he's moved, I believe he's moved ahead of Burton and Acton. So he was behind them and he has got even closer to the back of Caruana. So that's a great pit stop from Alex. So that's Liam Williams. He's even passed Liam Williams as well. So Liam's lost a lot of time in the pit stop. Yeah, you are very much right, Aaron. Luke is extremely good on the fuel saving, so I wonder if we're going to see Luke dive into the pits this lap. He's saved another lap of fuel. Elliot's going to have to start worrying about him because we know that he's extremely good on the pits. Oh, Haverman's made an error. Yeah, okay. Have a quick look. What's happened to Haverman's on the brakes? Looks like he braked quite late. Just can't quite save it.
Yeah, hitting the apex there and ramming straight into the edge.
But
and another car going
clips him
straight into that.
on the
Really
way.
getting involved.
Poor Burton, absolutely nowhere to go. And just about managed to get away with it. Not too much damage on him. Look now, Luke's real life. Looks like Luke has pitted. So where is Harper? Where is Harper on track? Harper's coming down the back straight. An eye on him. It looks like that's Mr. Pole on his way out of the pits. So keeping an eye on Luke. Here comes Elliot. Luke leaves his pit stall, but I don't think he's going to get Elliot. He's going to be closer, but he isn't going to be ahead of him. Into turn one, and Luke's... There we go, that's what we said about Luke and his fuel saving and his pit stop tactics. He has pulled Elliot in by a good 2 seconds. So Elliot was about 3 seconds up the road from Luke. Luke's now only 8/10 behind him, so Elliot will need to get his head down and see if he can work that gap up again. He's had great pace. I don't doubt he won't be able to. Still got this cracking fight in the mid-pack. So Lucas heading James in 4th and 5th. Caruana's in 6th place, moving his way back up through the field to try and reclaim that 4th place that he had. Gregory Van Hove currently 7th. Alex Crater's moved up 19 positions. Right, great race from Alex. Liam Williams down in 9th. He'll be feeling a little bit unlucky after the pit stops. He's been shifted down the order quite a fair bit from where he was running. Acton in 10th. Jarrett Havman's in 11th. Obviously, we see Jarrett have that little accident where he just clipped the wall and took Burton along with him. Steve Hannon currently 12th. Great run from Steve. So Havman's is the leading AM car. Steve Hannon is second place, but after the accident in the last, Havman's is going to have a damaged car. So Steve's going to see if he can catch him back up. He's got young Dan Robbins third overall in the amateur class, doing a great job. So we Oscar Ankelsted's out of shunt by the looks of it.
Absolutely stunning.
What's happened to Oscar?
Let's have a look.
Just too much inside curb. Round he goes. It looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
Kurtz
Looks
is
like he
also.
had a little bit of a lost control over the brakes, but missing the apex a bit. Looks like missing the apex or overshooting the apex definitely looks very dangerous.
Accident for Kurtz as well. Kurtz has left the session by the looks of it after that. Got back on board with Aiden Lucas, so obviously these guys are fighting as best of the rest, we'd say, with Elliot, Luke and Adam 18 seconds up the road from these guys, so 20 seconds the leaders are pulled on the rest of the field. Luke is very close to the back of Elliot still by the looks of it. He's only 7/10 off of him. Looks like Daniel Paul was just had an accident. Hopefully he's okay.
Well, hopefully it's not too bad.
I'd imagine, what I've got a feeling is that he's going to have rolled off the throttle, backed out of the way of the leaders. Yeah, fantastic driving from young Daniel.
Oh yeah,
He's
staying up and keeping it neat.
driving maturity well beyond his years. It's great driving. Gonna jump on board the gearbox. Off. Aiden Lucas looking back still at James Boniface. I'm wondering how much of an irritation the back of that Lamborghini is starting to become to James, because you've been looking at the back of a screw fix car, a screw loose car, I believe, for every lap of this race. And I'm sure you'd want to get back ahead of that car. He's doing fantastic, Matthew, definitely. Doing a really, really good job. As you can see as well, track descending into the night. These guys have got just under 15 minutes to go. Imagine this track's going to be pretty much fully in night time by the time they get to the end of this race. I'm going to keep an eye on Luke versus Elliot at the front. Looks like
It has been looking pretty dark at the moment, hasn't it? The lights are going across the track, but I've got a feeling that it could pose a disadvantage. Definitely to us, the commentators, with those cars that are in a black livery or the screw loose livery.
yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on what we can do. But I'm going to stay on board with these two at the moment, as it looks like they're having a fair scrap. Did I say that? James is very close to the back of Aiden again. Aiden Gann defensive early. I'm going to hazard a guess that Mr. Caruana's watching these two thinking, go on, crash into each other for me, move out of the way, give me back my 4th place that I lost earlier on. But these boys will not want to crash into each other. It looks like Matt hasn't quite got the pace. Move on to the back of him. He's matching them lap for lap at the moment. That's quite late braking from James. We know that Ferrari's very good at the brakes. Keeping an eye on the track map. I'm keeping on the times as well. Elliot just pulled a small gap on Luke this lap. Whether he can start to stretch his legs again, we'll see. Looks like Burton has passed Ryan Buston into turn 1. Oh! Very difficult to race people when they're jumping around like that. So poor old Ryan Buston probably didn't stand much of a chance seeing where he was going. Jamie Goodall was at a...
Oh yes, bouncing about must be quite hard to see what you're actually
That looks like a hardware failure to
He's
me.
trying to attack.
That definitely looked like a hardware failure on for Jamie. So Alex has got past Gregory Van Hove as well. So that's 20 places now for Alex. Great race from Crater. As I said, started 28th, I believe he started. Now up in 7th place. That's a fantastic drive. We've got another fan of Harper. Dan Robbins is doing a fantastic job as well, Aaron. So I did note earlier on that giving the likes of Steve and even Jarrett, to be fair, Jarrett's not far up the road from Dan. He's doing a fantastic job, young Dan.
Going past the finish line, I always love to see that scene.
Yep.
And those cards, they look so small compared to the massive light span that you can see going along the track.
Most definitely. Obviously, that's a young Daniel currently running 13th. He's third in class, so this is a podium position for young Daniel if he can hang on to it. But the last 10 minutes, so we're going to quickly jump back up to the Aidan Lucas, James Boniface, Matt Caruana, Alex Crater and Gregory Van Hove fight. So these boys are still only a couple of seconds apart. James just doesn't quite have the pace by the looks of it to get away from him. I'm just going to jump up to the front because Luke's not letting Elliot get away from him this time. And
Oh yes, I think this must be especially stressful for poor Luke with a new car and his fuel strategies. I don't think I've put him at the best of advantage just because he had that new car and he's struggling a bit to handle it.
he had just lost a bit too much time, I think, to Elliot. But I mean, we know Elliot was 3 seconds up the road, so Luke's done a great job to get himself back onto the back bumper of that McLaren. Give Luke his due. Doing a good job dragging that Merc around, but I think Elliot's just got the edge on him tonight when it comes to car performance and driving. Elliot's been driving a fantastic race tonight. Come back on board this fight, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. Looking at the lap times, Matt C just hasn't quite got the pace to get back onto these guys. God, Harper's price is about 3 seconds faster. Locked Bozo, who are you, sir? The first time I've seen that name in my streams. I gather you are an RC racer. But, I mean, well, you might not be an RC racer. If you are an RC racer, are you Oscar? Oscar, we see your crash. Unlucky man, you was having a great race up to that point. Not a great night for the Anglested brothers. Are you brothers? Can we say you're brothers? Elliot's on a quality run. That looks like that's been a mistake from James because yes, Emil. Looks like James has made an error in this lap. That's put Matt Caruana, and Matt Caruana's made a mistake, and that's now given. At least we can mention that in stream now. Thank you very much, Oscar. I wanted to say you was brothers, but obviously I don't like to just assume. So that's Matt Caruana's best chance. Now, been a mistake from Luke because they actually matched each other last lap. 59.3s for the pair of them, 59.39s. It looks like Elliot's just pulled a small gap on him. He's got about 3 laps left to hang on to this win. James has just lost touch with Aidan now. That was he was just 1.1 seconds slower at that, so he's made a mistake somewhere, and that's pushed Matt, Alex, and Gregory onto his back bumper. So he's gone from having 2 screw-loose cars chasing him to having 2 Luxing cars chasing him.
Whoa, that does not look very enjoyable.
Must admit that M4 sounds absolutely beautiful as it pops past the camera. Definitely the big boy of the track. Much larger frame than every other car.
We've got a caterpillar of cars going along there, going past the corner. Oh, and as I say that, looks like someone's just gone for the overtake, but the inside has put them up against that.
It's Caruana trying to flip-flop. So taking the outside line into the corner to try and work a way to get back underneath James. But James had that well pretty much covered. So just park the bus. No way Matt can get past, but we know that Lambo is very fast in a straight line, and that Ferrari is struggling a little bit with the amount of wing it needs to remain competitive through the infield. Can Matt do anything about him, or is his teammate Alex going to dive up the inside of him? Well, here comes Alex. We know that BMW is even faster than the Lambo in a straight line, so Matt needs to be very careful. Alex has got a run on him.
I think we could certainly have some intense battles, especially when someone's faster in the corner and the other's faster in the straight.
Definitely. So obviously that Ferrari very good through the infield. The Lambo, interesting battle. 3 different cars. We know the BMW is very fast in a straight line. It just struggles a bit through the infield compared to the low CG mid-engine cars. James throws it into turn 1 to try and get the outside of Matt. Matt trying to hang on to it. Turn 2, can he make it stick? Still side by side. Is Alex going to take advantage of this? Still side by side, 3 and 4. So this is where we're going to see, and Matt just on the power to earn. This will be Alex's chance to get past Matt as well, and he has. That's now taken Caruana up 21 places.
What looks like that trio of cars there. There's definitely quite a bit of a rumble jumble between them.
They're definitely scrapping well for you.
Making the most of the apex there, but it really depends which car is ahead, which car can take the inside, which car needs to take the outside, and hope that the next corner will be in their favour.
I think Alex will try and line James up, so I'm just keeping an eye on the leaders for the moment, because all of a sudden Luke is on the rear wing of Elliot.
Oh dear, yes, you can see that the time has moved. Last time I checked, there was at least a second between them.
Yeah, Elliot looked like he pulled about 1.3 second gap now. Luke's moved himself back onto the rear bumper of Elliot, so has Elliot made a mistake? Let's see on the lap. So, no, just a really quick lap for Luke, so 59.1. And it looks like that Merc is just starting to come into its own, and Elliot's starting to struggle a little bit with the... Oh, that's not what we needed to see.
That's quite a spin there. And both of them are in the grass. I hope that they can recover. Looks like they've moved on as if nothing happened.
We're Southgating all this. Southgate's too far back to really make a thing. Luke's now rectifying that with letting Elliot back go again. So that's nice work from Luke. Obviously they are friends, so I'd imagine they do not want to be crashing into each other like that.
Oh yes, I could imagine that being quite a disadvantage.
Luke was rectified. I'm going to jump back to these guys because these guys are still scrapping. Well, Caruana looking to get underneath Alex. Near enough a carbon copy of what just happened between Elliot and Luke, but these boys managed to make it stick and not crash into each other. So Alex still trying to find a way past James, making that Ferrari about as wide as he can. I'm going to jump on the gearbox, looking back at Alex. Alex on the flashes, letting him know he's there.
Watching the car aggressively come along, you can see that it's taken a little bit of ground.
That's a mistake from James. Alex has got the run on him. Thank you, sunshine.
Inside, they're using it to their advantage.
That's it. So that's a mistake from James. Alex can use that BMW straight line speed, so I gather Matt will want to follow Alex through. No can do. James shuts the door, squeezes back in. No, you do not, sir. Don't mind losing one position, but I'm not losing two. So James just squeezing back in behind Alex. Alex will want to run away now. So let's move to Alex up to 5th place. 22 positions made by...
Oh, that is impressive.
No, that was a mistake by James. So guys, get in chat. Who do you want to see as driver today? Oh, that's touch from Caruana on James. So what happened there? have a quick look at what. Didn't quite catch that. Yep, no, we see that, Matthew, that gave the place back. But there again, back on each other, so this is the last lap by the looks of it. This is a white flag, and we're going to stay on board leads. Let's see who can come out top. We've got one vote for young Daniel Polt from Matthew Danbury. Come on, guys, let us know. I think deserves driver of the day. Hello, Mr. Maury. Hope you're well. Shame you couldn't be with us tonight, mate. Trish, you should be racing, mate, not watching the leaders. We're going to stay on board with this fight for the moment, obviously. Luke throwing everything he can at Elliott and at McLaren, but he just got the edge on him, so Luke had that one chance and it didn't quite pull off for him. Final couple of corners coming up. Yep, do you know what? It's been great to see the young lads doing a fantastic job. So Dan Robbins is currently running P3 in class, so another fantastic run for the young guys. It's good to see. Good to see him doing well. Into the final turn, this looks like it's going to be Eddie, unless he makes a dreadful mistake in the last turn.
It's nice to see that we've had some brilliant sportsmanship throughout this race. Really smooth. And it looks like we're coming across the end straight soon.
And that's Elliott taking the win. Luke McEwen finished in second place in the Merc. Adam Southgate coming home fourth. But Aidan Lucas is currently on the back straight, quite alone after that scrap. So what's happened to Alex Crater? Alex Crater, who was running P4, he's dropping down the field. He's run out of fuel. Alex has run out of fuel. Oh dear. Running as high as 5th. Doing a fantastic job. Started obviously down in 28th place. And that car's dead. Car is dead. That's a real shame for poor Alex.
I think that's a risk that's been just too close there.
So our winning AM driver coming across the line is Jarrett Havens. Great result for Steve Hannon, second place. Dan Robbins right on his boot lid. Absolutely awesome result for young Dan, taking third in class. Joshua Burton comes home 5th after the incident he had. Brandon Buston comes home in 14th. Miles Owen coming around the last turn. He's on the flashers coming home 15th place. Alex Crater, the help of Russell. Yeah, I'd say Alex was a good contender for a driver of the day until that happened. I don't know if he's going to make it. Byron Russell losing all these positions to help get Alex across the line. Still pushing. Still pushing. That's a real shame.
That
Alex.
is really, really nice.
Great sportsmanship from Byron. Obviously, Byron, he does let him go. But yeah, I think you're right, Aaron. I think Alex was a contender for race driver of the day until he ran out of fuel with a lap to go, which was a shame. I believe all the guys have come across the line now. We'll have the race results up on screen now. S brings home Elliot Harper. What we're going to do? Obviously, Elliot Harper bringing home the win, first place. Luke Ewan coming second. We have Adam Southgate third, Aidan Lucas in fourth, Matt Carolina fifth, Gregory Van Hove in sixth, James Boniface in seventh, Liam Williams eighth, Matt Acton ninth, Jarrett Havmans 10th. So our leading AM driver comes home in 10th place. Great result from Jarrett. Steve Hannon 11th, Dan Robbins 12th. I'd say we'll give Dan Robbins driver of the day after that. Fantastic third place, 13th, 12th overall, and third in class. Great result from Dan. Josh Burton comes home 13th. Matt Randenbussen in 14th. Miles out 15th. Mark Southgate in 16th. Byron Russell 17th after helping Alex across the line. Alex 18th. Daniel Pole 19th. Another great race from young Daniel. And there's a little incident to turn 2 between Luke and Elliot on screen in the background at the moment. That was great sportsmanship from Luke to allow him to come back through after that. So great sportsmanship there. So obviously Daniel Pole 19th, Nathan Goodman 20th, started his first race tonight with us. Adam Burstein 21st. I'm not going to pronounce that. Cohen's Ruggia 22nd. Jamie Goodall 23rd. Russian Rosier 24th. Andy Murray 25th. Linus Aaron 26th. Shane for Linus, great start to the race. Just didn't quite work out for him. And then Oscar and Emil Engelstead coming home 28th. So obviously we have Alex in chat, heartbroken. Unlucky Alex. Real shame, mate. You done a great race. That was work from you, mate.
Very impressed by your climbing. It's a shame that your fuel ran out, but it was very nice of Byron to push you so that you could at least
At
get
least get yourself
to the
across the line. At least get yourself across the line. That was, I think we had it was a good race tonight. I think, Fiona, what do you think of the outcome of everything that happened tonight?
I liked it. I was very impressed by Luke climbing up with the Merc that he doesn't usually use, that he's trying to learn. He really put up the good fight against Elliot. Definitely in the qualifying was rather impressive.
Yep, definitely. It was that was a great job from Luke. Obviously, first night back with the car. I think he joined practice about 10 minutes before it finished. So really great work. Obviously, here's our driver of the day, young Mr. Robbins. Let's go back to the daylight a bit. Here he is. Great work from Dan. Bring home third place in the AM class. He is our driver of the day. Just a quick one for young Daniel Powell as well. Is Martini Lamborghini. Probably a bit young to be drinking a martini, but a great job in all by him, and obviously our winner, Elliot Harper. Yeah, that is it for tonight. You from myself and Theo for everybody joining the stream and watching. We apologies for the few little glitches. We have now worked out, I think, what the glitches were and what was causing us to have the frame drops at the start. So from next week, we should be back to normal. No more glitching frame rates. We'll also have a new overlay we're trying. Change it up a little bit, make it a bit more individual. And thank you, Aaron. Appreciate that, mate. Glad you enjoyed it. Shame that you, self and Lewis, are not racing tonight. Hopefully, we'll have you both back for next week. And thank you very much, guys. Anything you got to say, Theo, last before we go?
Just a huge well done to all. I'm really, really impressed by people getting out of the way. If they crash, then waiting for people to go past, even if that means that they will be losing positions and losing all of your positions, so that you can shove someone who's run out of fuel past the finish line.
Yeah, I suppose we should give Mr. Byron, selfless man. He was running, I believe, about 13th, 14th. When he's come across poor old Alex on the last lap, sacrificed a few places to push Alex across the line just to get him to finish. I suppose our sportsman of the day can go to Mr. Byron Russell. Yeah, Alex gives Byron driver of the day. We're going to give him sportsman of the day. So, and Luke will be a close second for his little incident with Elliot there. So, yeah, well, that's it from us, guys. I'm back next week. I'm going to have a quick look for you guys because I have really bad. I helped run the league, and I have forgotten where we are next round. So we are. Oh, okay. So great one for next week, guys. We're at Bathurst, Mount Panorama for a 45-minute endurance race. Anyone knows Bathurst? Mountain of Hell. This is going to be a tough one for the guys, especially some of the new drivers. It's Monaco, basically the Australian Monaco, you could call it. Quite twisty. If you in Discord, or follow the YouTube channel. I'm going to see if we can sort out a hot lap for people to see what we're doing next week. You can see the track from one of the guys. So yeah, we'll be back same time next week. Be about 8:30 stream start. And yeah, take care, guys. Thank you very much from me and Theo. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Take me back to the start.